afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So good one for you today. So we're back with Charlie's Golf R running 530 horsepower. Today though, we are fitting methanol injection. So we've got the AEM V3 kit along with the solenoid and APR boost tap. You can just see it there. So yeah, so I thought it might be a good video to film and show you guys what actually is involved with fitting it. So at the moment I've stripped down the battery, the intake, and then we've got this rod here, which I don't know if you can see. There's a small grommet where we're going to pull the meth line through. Let's just put this coffee down. Oh, you can never do work without coffee. So yeah, so you can see we've stripped down the side skirt here. So I'm going to run the meth line from here all the way into the boot area. But let me just get a torch. So underneath this carpet lining, there's actually a grommet just behind this foam where we're going to run the pipe through. So what I've done is just obviously take the line to the rod, and we're just going to pull that through. Oh. There we go. That is our meth line pulled through. Now I route this around the back of here, coming out here, and then I'll probably place the solenoid on this bracket here, and then obviously from there into the intake, or the throttle body downpipe, should I say. So yeah, that's probably the most head scratching bit, if you've never done this before, is where to get this line through. Now what I'm going to have to do, because obviously you've fitted a PM4 controller here, and then it goes round and it comes through the clutch cable grommet, which is down there. So I've got to run the boost line and the wire into the solenoid and the actual controller to the battery. So what we're going to do is bring that around here with some conduit along this pipe. So our boost line will go into here, and then our conduit will run off down into the battery area. Yeah, it's a bit hard to film this and you know, make some progress on it. So anyway, Charlie wants his controller in here. So obviously we've got the pull down door there, which we're going to have to cut into. So we're just going to cut a slot in there so the controller can sit in there. Make sure we've got enough flex. So we can pull it out, and then what we'll do is we'll wire a little LED light here, just to give them warning signals for what the meth kit's doing. So basically green LED, and it will flash if you're low on meth, or flash different codes for different faults. So only what I've been doing, I've just fed this these wires here, which are for the pump and level sensor. So this is going to come down the sill underneath and then go into the boot, same way I wired his PM4. So we're going to follow that red wire basically and go into the boot for the meth kit. So yeah, so you've got pink and orange, which is for the pump itself, and then we've got white and brown, which is for the level sensor. So I've just spent a good 10-15 minutes just taping all these together, so we've got a nice neat trail. Let's go under here. So yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. It does look scary, all this wires, but once you get your head around it, it's fairly simple. So we have got a bit of an issue with where are we going to put the pump and the actual tank. Now I did a Cupra the other day, the estate one. It's got a nice slot here for the tank, nice cutaway, so we put the tank there, and also the boot recedes down further, so the meth pump could sit under the tyre well, just here, like so. But we're not going to be able to do that here. I might wait for Charlie and see what he wants to do. Personally, I think if we put the pump here and curl this line into here, out through there, and obviously have his tank fitted there, but we'll see what he says. I know he wants it hidden away as much as possible, but they are pretty small in the back here. Okay, so a bit of an update. So we've got a meth line running through. What I'm going to do is just drill into here and just feed this line through, just so it's not catching on the seat catch. I think his tank and pump are going to have to go like that, because there's no real way of securing them properly. So what we can do is screw into the back of the seats. It's going to be much more secure. I'll ask Charlie anyway what he wants, but I think that's going to be the best bet. So all the cable is now nice and neat away. What I've done is I've chased it along the pump wires for the PM4. So this goes to the PM4, and this is going to go to our pump and level sensor. And yeah, and so we go for this side. So we got that meth pipe, it's all tucked away nicely under there, and then that runs alongside in here up into our grommet, then out into the engine bay there. And as I said, you can just made a bracket for the solenoid. If you're fitting a meth kit, make sure you get one of these, cuts the meth off. So this is wired, it's going to leach off onto an ignition source power, so we'll just leach off a fuse. I always use this first one here, this 15 amp, and then you can just see there's a little tiny hole through there. So this wire is going to come up around underneath there through that tiny hole, and then leach off that for ignition power. So what it means is the solenoid will be locked until the ignition's on. So it just stops obviously meth hydrolocking your engine, which is not what you want. So yeah, so what I've got left to do now, I've got to feed from the controller. So we've got our power, which is black and red, and then we've got the brown and wire, which is the signal for the solenoid. So we're going to feed that through under the grommet under here, which you can just see. I'm going to give it a torch. You can just see where our PM4 wire is coming through. So yeah, so we're going to run the boost hose and the power and the solenoid signal through that, which leaves us with these wires. Now yellow is our trigger, arm trigger, so we're going to route that across through the dash, and then we're going to leach off one of them fuses in the glove box. Again, ignition source, so the pump turns off with the ignition. And then we've got purple and grey, which is going to be our LED light, because he's hiding the controller away. We're going to use a little green light, probably here, just so he knows what the meth's doing. So green one's boost safety, it's not really used. So what we'll do is we'll wrap that up nicely and tuck it away, just in case he ever wants to use it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Then obviously we've got to feed put the controller in, feed the boost line through the grommet, and then tap his intake, so we've got vacuum. And that is pretty much it, aside from obviously putting the methanol nozzle in, which we'll do at a later date, because we need to drill and tap his throttle pipe. But yeah, there we are. So yeah, so as you can see, our boost tap is on. I usually get a red hot punch and sort of melt a hole through. However, Charlie's kit came with a nice sharp punch. So what after is punching a hole here, obviously, so we can get vacuum for the boost controller, meth controller, sorry. And then once you get your hole, you literally grease up your thread, grease up your O-ring, sorry, and then just gently tap this into place. Now that's not going anywhere. So yeah, controller's on. I've just got to neaten this up. So these are the solenoid wires, and as I said, there's a little hole through here that you can conveniently pass this lie through for the solenoid, and we're going to leech off 15, and I'll show you what we do with that later. So nearly there. Just got to wire, get the wires and the boost pipe through the grommet down here, and then we're going to route it along here, leached off onto the boost, and then this is going to go to the battery and then the solenoid. So yeah, nearly done. So yeah, as you can just see, we've got our boost pipe on our power now. It does run close to the downpipe, so we're gonna feed it up through here, round here, and then join this loom just to stop anything melting. But yeah, we're almost done. Okay, it's getting a bit late in the day now, but almost there. Did say that last time, but yeah, as you can see, we've got conduit running from the grommet, the clutch grommet, so it's coming down here, under here, and along. So now we've got our boost tapped in, as you can see, and we're going to run this underneath the intake, sorry. You can tell it's getting late, can't you? Under the intake, and then this will go to the battery and then the solenoid, and that is pretty much it for the engine bay, aside from hooking this up when we get the meth port. But yeah, I mean, the brief on this is to keep it as hidden as possible. So when we actually put the engine cover on, which I might do now, you see this actually tucks away nicely. And get it on properly. There we go. Like so. See, if you were to just look in the engine bay, you wouldn't really know there's meth in here, apart from if you're very eagle-eyed. But yeah, anyway, that's the ball lake done, to be honest. Actually, there's a second ball lake, and that's getting the arm wire, which is the yellow one, through here into the fuse box. So yeah, but as you can see, the grommets there. I just need to neaten this up now and probably pull that conduit out a bit more, actually. And yeah, so we're going to route these cables again where the PM4 is, behind this carpet, and up here into the controller. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so controller's in. We've got our vacuum source, and I've just rodded the trigger wire through to the other side of the cabin, and that's where we're going to leach it onto the fuse to an ignition source, and that's going to arm the meth. So yeah, so we're nearly there now. As you can see, the wires, you can just see them in the corner there, neatly tucked out of the way. Didn't want to put the vacuum source in the same sort of area, so you can see I've just looped it going up, so it goes up around the steering column to the controller, so it's out of the way of being squished, basically. But yeah, just wait for Charlie to get home and see where he wants to mount this. But I do think that is the best bet there. But we'll see when he gets home anyway. So now what I need to do is get his trigger wire and open this glove box. 1 second. And then we're going to leech probably onto this one here. This fuse 10 amp there. I'm pretty sure that's where I did the last one, and that's on a source of ignition as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get on with. Well, another day. We are back in GPZ today, just to finish off the meth install. So it's all plumbed in. I'll show you where we put the tank and the pump, but today we are going to drill out and tap this for the meth nozzle. That'll finish off the meth kit. So I got this nozzle here, which has got like a M10 thread or M12, and the pipe Charlie had that we fitted last year, I think it was, has actually got a port here. But, I mean, I don't know if you can see, it is blanked off, but we need to just drill through that today and tap in M10 or M12 thread, and then his meth line can go in, and then we can start it up and run a test on it. So yes, that's what I'll be doing today. Oh yeah, its brakes. I don't think I got this on video, but its brakes are nicely bedded in now. So he's got the racing line 4 pots. Stop so much better than stock, as you'd imagine. So yeah, anyway, gonna get the drill out and the tap out and get this meth port put on, meth injector, and then we'll show you it all tested. Right, I'll try and film this with one hand, which is going to be difficult. So basically Charlie's downpipe already had a hole. It hadn't gone all the way through to the pipe, but it was about 6mm with a thread. So what we've had to do is drill it out to 8mm, and then if you look at the end of the nozzle, try and do this with one hand. So it's actually 10mm at the very bottom of the thread. At the top of the thread, it's 9mm. You just see that. So this thread has actually got a taper on it. So we've had to get a special tapered tap that is those exact measurements. So I've just drilled this out, and then I've just gone through it with an opener, just so we can have a taper to begin with. And this should sit in there nicely now. So I'm not going to be able to film this, but because I haven't got my tripod today, I'm basically just going to run this tap through now, and all should be fine. Okay, so there we go. We have tapped our thread now. So now this will screw in, like so. So what we're going to do is put a little washer, just to make sure it's nice and flush, no leaks, and that is job done. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. come back. See how bright this is. See, it goes dim when everything's fine. And if we test it, you'll hear it. Where's the test button? There we go. Done. Again, you'll see the difference in brightness. So there we go, guys. That is our meth kit fitted. Now we are running a 1000cc nozzle on that, which is why it buckets it out. And we're going to run an 80-20 mix. So predominantly we're using this meth for power. So what that meth is going to allow us to do is essentially raise the octane rating of the fuel, reduce any pre-detonation, and allow us to advance the timing, more boost, more power. So yeah, hopefully lots of flames. And as I said, Charlie's car is currently 530 horsepower, 640 newton meters. So I reckon we're going to bump that up now to 550, 560, and probably cap it at that because it is a stock engine. He is going to get the engine built. But anyway, yeah, if you've got any questions about the meth install, or any problems or issues with your car, your MQB car, feel free to give me a shout on my Instagram, WazirS3, or my business page, Aries Tuning Limited, which you can find me on Facebook. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, stay tuned. We've got plenty of videos coming up on the MQB, in this series of videos on the MQB platform. And yeah, if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It helps me massively. The more subscribers, the more viewers, obviously the more content I'm going to put out there. But yeah, we'll see you in the next video. You're not going to want to miss this one. See you later.